Welcome back to my channel. Thank you for tuning in again. I'm Kiya Boyd and I am here to give you another video about my life and pretty much about what everyone wants to know. Being a trainee in Korea. And yeah, last time I checked my skin was kind of brown, so might have a little bit of explaining to do, so gotta explain that. First, why don't we start with what is a trainee? I get so many people who ask me this same question, like obviously if you aren't into Korean culture, if you aren't into like things about Korea, or you just don't know too much about Korean like music, K-pop and stuff, you probably don't know what a trainee is, or some of you do. Those who do watch me and those who do know of the things that I do here, great, good for you to stay informed, thank you. But for those who don't know, a trainee, well, if I have to say it in my own words, a trainee would be described as someone who is training in order to become a singer or a dancer professionally as a career in Korea. And this trainee, the term, is someone who works their butt off. Everybody's case is different. Every single person who goes into the career of wanting to be a K-pop idol or a K-pop star does not have the same path as the last person or another person. It's all different. Being a K-pop trainee, I know from Korean people, is hard freaking work, and in my own experience, ain't easy. It is not the easiest thing. That's just my account. I know from experience from the other trainee friends that I have had, because, well, they've gone off and they're like idols now. So kind of hard to keep in contact when they're idling and you're just kind of peopling. So yeah, it took a lot of work. Secondly, I already explained the term trainee. Well, a lot of people have asked me, how long have I done it? How long have I been in Korea? How long have I been training? First of all, it's probably best to give a background story on my how I got to Korea thing. Short version, EXO. Explanation version of that? Well, first of all, I didn't come to Korea with the intention of being some kind of Korean pop star. That was never my intention. I've always loved singing and like music and dancing and acting and different things like that. But that was never my intention to just come here and like, oh, I'm gonna be like this idol or this K-pop star and everyone's gonna love me, everyone's gonna know me, like That was not my goal. I actually just really enjoyed Korean music. I was really enticed by how catchy everything was with the way the music was. The dancing was so synchronized, perfectly choreographed. I was just so enamored by it. And so it inspired me to come here because I wanted to get to know more about a culture that wasn't my own. I'm African American, yes. And usually, like, you know, as an African American girl, we have a lot of uniqueness with our culture, and it's pretty freaking awesome. Like, I love my culture. But growing up as a black kid around other black kids, you're kind of looked at as different if you like other things that are not what we consider to be like normal, or what we consider to be like everybody else. So yeah, it was kind of weird for some black girl from Detroit, Michigan to be like, I like K-pop. Yeah, it was a little difficult. I mean, not difficult, it was a little different. That's why I came to Korea, because of liking EXO and like just liking the Korean music. And it made me look into the culture, it made me look into Korean foods, and it made me just look into everything. It opened so many doors for me. And that was at a time in my life where I was looking for some kind of purpose, something more to do than just working constantly and going to school constantly. It was just such a boring life. And that was 3 years ago, 2015. It's been a long time. Oh, as far as training and everything, I have not been training that long. To be completely honest, it has only been a year and a half, something like that, around there. And I got the opportunity, so just randomly. I'll talk about that at another time, but I will have to go into detail to give you a lot of information when it comes to just how it all happened for me and things like that. Another question that's very relevant to this video: why me? I don't know. They liked me. If I'm going based off of like the Korean image of like what is the usual Korean image, pale, skinny, Korean, Asian, something like that, yeah, I don't fit the norm of what Korea considers K-pop material. So I've gotten a lot of hate online, as well as I have gotten a lot of love and like support. I've gotten a lot of like really terrible comments that are like, "You're black, you're dead, don't you exist?" But I'm doing it, so I'll get into that too at another point, in another video later. So I would just say it's just an opportunity that happened for me. I am grateful, and I am forever grateful about that. And hopefully, you know, things don't just go the way I want them to go, but they go better than I expect. I hope they're like that. It's kind of weird talking to people. For the longest amount of time, it was just kind of felt like it was just me alone, and I couldn't like tell anybody about these things or couldn't openly talk about them. But now I'm talking to a freaking camera, and hello world, I can actually speak about it. So, gonna hear a lot from me. I like to ramble. Be prepared for that. And last thing I want to say, advice, because I've gotten, like I said, tons of emails, tons of messages on people asking me to help them. I'll do whatever I can to give you advice that could possibly help you in the future if you want to be somewhat involved or fully involved in the Korean industry. I will tell you, it is not an easy road, and I'll go into detail about my pros and my cons, so you'll hear those later. I'll answer any questions that you guys may have. I'll even go into a lot more detail in later videos, so yeah. Just kind of wanted to briefly touch up on what's going to be going on in the next few videos I'm going to give. So I hope you guys like this video. If you like this video and my first video that I've made, please like, subscribe, comment below, tell me your thoughts, give me some questions, any more questions that you haven't already given me. Probably sure I've heard it all. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram. I don't do Twitter. It's just not my thing. I had one years ago. I could not get it to work. It was just not my thing. I'm not a social media buff, so yeah. Anyways, I'll see you guys later. See you in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe. Love you.